Hey guys, so I decided to rank all of the Dragon Ball The Breakers Season 2 Raider forms because I don't think I've seen anyone make a list on it. But yeah, so with that, I guess we'll start with Cell. Because Bro was the first one to be added in the beta. So for Larva, he doesn't have too much going for him. He can't fly, first to hop around, no Ki Blasts, but he does have auto evolve, so you're not gonna get stuck as Larva like your Boo or something. And for me, Larva's like kind of B tier. Like he doesn't have much going for him. Like you, at the same time, you're in and out of the form so quick that it almost doesn't matter. So I wouldn't say Cell is overall worse just because of that first form. But yeah, enough about the Larv. And on to Form 2, Imperfect Cell. Imperfect Cell, he he's pretty good. Like, I wouldn't say he's terrible. Like you don't want to stay as Imperfect Cell in Form 2 for like too long, I'd say. Um, like if you get caught out as Form Cell, you get ganged up, you're probably gonna die. And his supers, Special Beam Cannon, um, not that good. Like it has a very long range. I think it goes, I don't know exactly how long, but it's a very long range. So you could definitely catch bikes with that, but I think it's harder most of the time unless you're going straight. I think the easier one to use is like the energy blast that he does, where it does like a explosion at the end. I've caught like scooters and bikes with that way more than like using special beam cannon. Other than that, I might as well talk about like Cell's other stuff since this is the first form with his other skills. His Ki Sense is really fucking good. Literally having wall hacks on demand on like what a 30-second cooldown is fucking crazy good. And honestly, people complain about it, but like I don't know. I don't really know how to counterplay this. I guess the best thing to do is if you get Ki Sense to get the fuck out of there, right? But yeah, Ki Sense really fucking good. Definitely makes Cell a good, better raider for me. And then also, his evasive is kind of shitty. It's the worst evasive in the game for me because all the other evasives do damage to like the survivors trying to hit you, but Cell's he just like gets away, and you can cancel it into Solar Flare, but still it's like I'd honestly rather have damage on demand to like a whole group of people beating me than like, oh, I just like vanish away. You can use it for mobility as well, like as a mobility tool, because you do move faster than your flying speed when you use it. But yeah, it's not too good. After them, it's just not that good. And then Solar Flare, since I mentioned it before. It kind of suffers from the same problem as the Survivor Solar Flare, where you could get hit out of it super easy. If like anything touches you, it cancels it. Even like a Survivor like punching you with no change power. So like it is good sometimes if like a Survivor is spam rolling away from you, like you can't hit them. Just Solar Flare and it might get them. But yeah, Solar Flare is kind of meh. I wouldn't say it's like really good. But yeah, I'll wait till Perfect Cell to discuss the other skill that he has. But honestly, for me, he's like a B tier. Like he's pretty fucking mid. Like I wouldn't say he's terrible or good. But yeah, enough about Perfect Cell. Okay, so semi-perfect or third form. Honestly, people give this guy a lot of flack. Say that Kamehameha sucks and like all that stuff. But honestly, I think I've won before the buff to Cell where he evolved quicker. I won most of my Cell games as Form 3 because most of the time you weren't getting to Final Form or Perfect Cell, so you just had to make do. So like Kamehameha, it has a really long range. You could snipe people across the map with it. Snipe people off of like placing keys, or snipe people on the bike if you shoot ahead of them. And I've definitely done it more with him than the other cell forms. Just because Kamehameha is better to use for that. Also, when you get hit by Kamehameha, it stuns you. So it's like, it didn't used to do that, but it's pretty annoying because you can get comboed. And it's very hard to get close to a semi-perfect cell that's like spacing you out. But yeah, I would say he's definitely better than imperfect. Well, I hope he is, bro. And definitely better than some other things that I'll put. Also the barrage. The barrage is fucking really good. It's highly spammable. It literally comes back in 10 seconds, so you can keep spamming it. It does a good chunk of damage. It's hard to avoid for survivors unless they have like after image or barrier. And even then, you have to pop barrier like right before, because it doesn't really have a long startup either. But yeah, semi-perfect cell. He's A tier for me. Definitely pretty good form. Okay, so perfect cell. Perfect Cell is super good, and with the new cell buffs, Cell literally will get perfect form in like from form 3 he'll get perfect form in like 2 survivors or I think 3 civilians, which is fucking crazy. Because for literally in perfect form you need more, you need to kill more survivors to get semi-perfect. Like for me, it's a little overtuned. Because if you get lucky with civilian spawns, you could definitely go perfect really early, like a few minutes into the match. Like Cell definitely evolves the fastest, I feel, out of any of the raiders right now. Like that's one thing that's good about him. And with the buffs, he definitely became way more consistent. Because like there'd be times even I would lose form 3 because. Like, Form 3 is good, but he's, like, not good enough when everyone's jumping you. Like, Cell, Perfect Cell definitely has more crowd control tools, like the 4th skill that I didn't mention, like the big energy barrier that he makes. I think it pushes survivors away from you, it cancels out Ki Blast, and, like, pretty much it's just a good get-off-me tool, other than After Image, I guess. But yeah, for me, also his Ki Blasts are really good, highly spammable, they come out quick. They do a ton of damage, and they have a long range, so yeah, really good. But yeah, that's an easy S tier for me. Alright, so next up for me would be Boo, because I have played him way more than Frieza, and I'm planning on discussing Frieza somewhere else, which you will see later. But yeah, for me, Selbovich is like literally the worst fucking form of any character ever. For me, worse than Larva Cell, because at least with Larva Cell, you are guaranteed to get out of that form within like a minute or two. And regardless if you get civs or not, or survivors, but with some of it you were locked in that form until you get enough energy to revive Boo. And if you don't, you're fucked. And I have seen it happen a lot where people just get fucked. And you know, it's not fun. Ever since the nerf, he's been kind of castrated for me. Poor Sopo. Both of his supers are also kind of meh. Like, the blast he does, it kind of tracks pretty poorly, it doesn't really do good damage. And it has a long wind-up. And the Yamu move, like the super, I have no clue what it fucking does. Like, bro just summons Yamu, stands in front, and nothing really fucking happens. And I'm really not sure how to use it. So yeah, even though I played Silovich, or Boo more often. Well, I have not played him at all in Season 2 or since his nerf, but from seeing other people, I don't really know how to use it. But his Silovich summon is actually, or Yamu's summon, not Silovich. His Yamu's summon is actually pretty good. it tracks really well. It's really quick. Bro just rushes in, hits someone, does damage, and gives you energy. But yeah, it's good, and it's fun to snipe people with it. Also, his normal melee gives him some energy as well, because you finish off with like the little energy sucker thing. But yeah, Sopovich, easy D tier. He sucks. The worst raider form in the fucking game, and I feel like Boo is honestly the worst raider in the game right now. And I'm sure people might want to fight me about that, but we'll see. Okay, moving on from the Sopo slander. Fat Boo, honestly, Fat Boo's like almost as bad as Sopovich, but a little bit better, because at least he has an evasive, which Sopo doesn't have. And he has other tools that Sopo does not fucking have. I had mentioned this before, but I guess I'll talk about all of his different abilities now. Boo's finish is super long, really long, and I think that's the biggest detriment to Boo, that he takes a long time to finish people. And I mean, I guess at least you could say he gets healed a bit when he finishes people, which you'll probably need after Sopovich gets his ass kicked, which usually happens. A lot of Boo matches end before they even start for me. Like, Boo matches go one of two ways, which I will explain a little bit later. The first way I've already said, which is you get your ass kicked as Sopovich and die, or you get your ass kicked as Fat Boo, because even Fat Boo's pretty fucking vulnerable, or Innocent Boo. But yeah, his supers are okay. Innocent's Blast or Innocent's Cannon, right? It's actually pretty good. You could chain it with Go-Go Gum, which is another special, or not, well, one of his skills where he shoots a little part of himself out that catches someone. And actually you could stun more than one person with that if they're close enough together, which is kind of weird. Go-Go Gum tracks really well, and it actually does damage when it hits, so you can kill someone with it. But yeah, it's pretty good. Angry Shout is also really good. It's a good get off me tool, and it actually does fucking damage unlike Cells. And you could use it to finish someone off that's on the Super Time Machine or dodging around you or something. But yeah, it's good. Angry Explosion sucks ass, and I don't think you should ever use it unless the Super Time Machine's up, because pretty much you're guaranteeing people a free hit. And even if like someone tries to attack you and they do like the miss animation and they're like, okay, that guarantees a hit, like, no, they could dodge out of it if they time it right. So yeah, like, it's pretty bad. You should only really use it on Super Time Machine, to be honest. It's low-key a fucking beginner strat. But yeah, am I forgetting about anything? I don't think so. But yeah, Fat Boo, C tier for me. He's not that good, and you should really get out of him get out of that form as soon as fucking possible. Because if not, you dead. Okay, so Super Boo. Okay, and I'm not sure if this is like a crazy opinion, but for me, Super Boo's S tier, better than Perfect Cell for right now. The best form right now. Honestly, for me, the best level 3, and Frieza's like a close second. First of all, Super Boo's Ki Blasts are like fucking crazy good. They have long range, do good damage, easily spammable. You can space people out really easily and just murder them. And it's good for finishing off fleeing survivors and people on bikes. Like, really fucking good. Also, he has like... Oh yeah, he gets Key Sense too, so now bro gets wall hacks like Cell in Form 3 and 4. And literally, like I said before, the counterplay is like, get the fuck out of there once he senses you, that's it. Like, teleport away, bike away, fucking dude, just get the hell away, because he can literally see you. But yeah, Key Sense definitely puts him up there too. The little explosion ability where you blow yourself up and you move around like really quickly and no one can see you, but they can hear a heartbeat if you're near them, which is good for traversing the map if you need to get somewhere quickly. But yeah, oh yeah, his barrage is fucking crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure it does more damage and it is a little bit longer range than Cells, and it's definitely still spammable too. So yeah, it's fucking great. Another one of his supers, the little like split, beam attack where he throws up a ball and it splits into like 3 separate ones that track different people. That move is also really good. It's good for catching people off guard because you just be minding your own business, get hit by it. It has a super long travel range also. And like after all of that shit I've said, there's still fucking more, bro. If Cell manages to get enough energy and evolve, he doesn't go straight to level 4. He has to. Everyone gets sucked inside of Boo. They get absorbed, and then they have to free innocent Boo in order to like proceed. Being inside Boo stalls the match pretty much. Like you can't run out of time. I'm pretty sure in there, and the Super Time Machine doesn't load either while you're in there. So pretty much you have to find good Boo trapped and free him, or you're fucked. And most of the time, this is where the game fucking ends, because Super Boo gets lucky. It's literally RNG based. If you spawn near good Boo, or if Super Boo spawns near good Boo, it could go either way. And if Super Boo manages to find good Boo and like just camp him, like you're pretty much dead. Like the only reason, most of the time, the only way that people survive this phase is if Super Boo decides he wants to become Kid Boo for the points. But yeah, like, Super Boo's crazy good and easy S tier for me. Like, really fucking good. Most of the time, when you go Super Boo, it's an instant win. Like, there's no way you could fuck up unless you get cocky or something. That's what I said before about, like, Boo going either way. Like, if you get to Super Boo, you pretty much win. If you get stuck in Fat Boo or so that you fucking lose. So that's pretty much why I consider him a pretty bad raider. He's like not consistent at all. Okay, and this might also be a controversial opinion, but for me, Kid Boo's like A tier. He's worse for me than Super Boo. Most of the time because literally all you need to win a match is Super Boo most of the time. So like when you go Kid Boo, it's like you either took pity on people or they found Fat Boo before you, which I don't know, it's not really a big deal. You could still win. It's not like a huge detriment. But yeah, he's definitely better than Form 3 Cell, but like, his supers are kind of meh. The only good one is the Genocide Blast, where he just fucking like it targets everyone on the map with blasts that down you, regardless if you're transformed or not. And the only way to avoid it is if you hide in a cave, or if you're using like a skill that lets you move fast enough to avoid the blasts, like Scooter or the zip line timed correctly, or Kaioken, like that sort of shit. His other super, like the Death Ball, I guess, pretty much. It's kind of meh. I never really found myself using it to kill people. It's like, honestly, when you get Kid Boo, you've already won, so it's like, it's meh. It's like, well, Super Boo's already the fucking win condition, but if you get Kid Boo, you've already won, so there's no real reason to do anything other than use the Genocide Blast when it's off cooldown and spam Ki Blasts. His Ki Blasts for me are worse than Super Boo's. They have less range, and I'm not really sure about damage because again, I'm pretty sure they might do more damage, but for me, Super Boos are always going to be better because of the range. And I guess in a way, Kid Boo being a little bit worse than Super Boo is almost canon, so I guess props to Dimps for that, right? But yeah, pretty much that's the Boo ranking. Okay, so next up would be Vegeta. Vegeta, oh boy, Vegeta is a fucking doozy. He just came out season 2, but we've had him for like a month, I think, at this point. So I could say with certainty that he's really fucking good. I don't know if he's the best, that's kind of debatable with the next guy we're gonna rank, but Vegeta's definitely fucking good. Okay, so Cyberman, I went back and forth in C or B a lot, but I've had to, honestly, I'd say he's a little bit worse than Boo, but he's still pretty good. For me, probably the best level 1 for a few reasons. First off, bro, his melee, he literally instantly kills you, even if you're in Dragon Change. It has a slow startup and slow travel, but if he jumps on you and you get touched, you're fucking dead. Unless you like after image or something. Or you transform frame perfect. I don't know, this game's fucking janky, alright? But Cyberman's really good. He can Key Blast too, and he has a projectile super, the little acid spray. And if you get acided, you're pretty much fucked as well, because it slows you down to walking speed. You can't use any skills, you can't transform, I'm pretty sure. And you're just fucked. Most of the time, like if you get acided and if you don't have D-change, you're fucked. But yeah, as soon as he explodes, he instantly goes to level 2. He doesn't need to get civilians. He needs like 4 or 5 civilians to level up, like without blowing up on someone. Whether or not he instantly killed them with melee or he downed them and then finished them, it'd just be 1 survivor. But yeah, like Cyberman's pretty fucking great. Also, he has wall kick, so he can climb up walls really quickly. So yeah, pretty good fucking level 1. He's really fun to play. Oh yeah, and even if you die as Cyberman, you still advance to level 2, so he's not like Sobovich or Fatboo where you just get cucked. So yeah. Okay, so Nappa. Oh yeah, I almost fucking forgot that bro can teleport too. It starts the match on cooldown, but if you wait like I think 35 or 40 seconds, he could teleport around the map to other Cybermen that are planted. And those little Cybermen even act as like little sensors, so if anyone goes near them, they get pinged. So you can teleport and just instantly kill someone, which makes bro a menace in the early game. And you have to play like around the Cybermen, the planted Cybermen, if you want to survive. So yeah, oh yeah, so Nappa coming up. Nappa is also really good for me. For me, he's an A tier. He's better than Cell, definitely, but not better than King. Nappa's passives are really fucking nice. If pretty much, if he hits people at all, like Key Blast, melee, anything, he gets energy. He gets increased energy if you survive the Cyberman phase, also. Like, increased gain. He finishes people really quickly. He needs like 4 or 5 survivors and civs to evolve, which honestly isn't that much combined with being able to get energy from hurting people as well. Like, you'll probably get out of Nappa quick if you're fighting a lot of people. And even being Nappa for long isn't too much of an issue in my opinion. But yeah, he also has he'll spawn with a summon if Cyberman survived. So he could summon a Cyberman that instantly teleports to people if you're near enough to them. And hits them with an Acid Blast, which does the same thing as the other Cyberman's Acid Blast. It stuns them for a little bit. They can't use skills. And can't fly either if they're in D-Change, which is really annoying. And pretty much it's a guaranteed kill if you hit them with it. And they don't, and if you finish them off quickly, pretty much. So yeah, like, it's pretty fucking good. His supers are also pretty nice. The one where he throws a ball and it becomes like a huge pillar of energy, that one does a good chunk of damage, and it hits, like, obviously the whole map above and below it hits. Pretty nice. It tracks pretty well also and comes out pretty quick. His second super is kind of mid. The Mouth Blast, it's like kind of bad. It tracks, I guess, pretty well, and it has a long range, but it takes too long to come out, in my opinion. Nappa's Key Blast is also pretty good. If you just tap it, he shoots 1 ball, but if you start spamming it, he shoots a bunch. And they travel pretty far, and they track pretty okay as well. Nappa overall pretty good. Also, he could use a scouter to find people. Not only players, but also civilians show up on the scouter. So unlike the key sense, where civilians don't show up at all, for some reason, for the scouter, civilians also show up. So you could use that to get more energy quickly. Oh yeah, he also has an evasive that damages. It's like an explosive wave, which is pretty good. And I think that's pretty much it for Nappa, right? Pretty good overall, definite A tier. Okay, and I don't think this is a crazy opinion, but Vegeta's definitely S tier. Vegeta, he's got a lot going for him. He doesn't gain evolution energy at all. And I don't think he even gets anything from finishing people either. The only thing he gets, like the only way he like progresses is by hitting people normally. Because one of his passives is like, pretty much if you hit someone at all, you get energy, or the cooldown on your Power Ball skill goes down, which Power Ball is how he advances to level 4, to Grade 8. Oh yeah, and like, pretty much you can't be killed as Vegeta until you reach Form 3. If you die as Nappa, you still progress to Form 3, just a little bit nerfed. Like, you won't have the Nappa summon, which I'll talk about in a second, and your cooldown will be longer for Power Ball. And like, you also get rewarded if Nappa survives. Like, your Power Ball cooldown is way less, and you get a Nappa summon, like I said. The Nappa summon, he's pretty good. He's good for throwing at the Super Time Machine because his explosion blast goes through objects usually. He's also good for holding down areas like Frieza. Like, you could just put him like near a power key and he'll hold it down and mark people that are near it. Pretty much like every other summon in the game, like even Cyberman does that. Gallic Gun, his super, really good. It takes off like 20 or 30 seconds if it hits. It does a ton of damage. It tracks really well. Good for blowing people off their bikes, that sort of stuff. His barrage is also really good. It locks you in place, unlike the other barrages. It has a way longer range, and it does really good damage also. Vegeta's melee is fucking crazy good. Like, his melee and vanish attack, they have a follow-up attack afterwards. Like, he'll knock you down or up, then follow up with a kick after. And if you hit someone before they Dragon Change, they will get instantly down. Like, there's really nothing they can do, pretty much. They just get killed. And the vanish attack is also really good because it hits twice as well, instead of just once like everyone else's. But yeah. Overall, all of Vegeta form melees are really good. Even Nappa's, I forgot to mention. His, like, Break Strike, I think it's called, where he just, like, charges at you with ki on his fist. That does a ton of damage. It does a lot of stun, and you can chain it and hit a guy multiple times, and it's really annoying because it does so much fucking damage. But yeah, back to Vegeta. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, other than his Scouter, which he keeps as well, which I said why it's good before. Okay, so... Oh yeah, his Ki Blast is also pretty good. It's sort of the same as Nappa's, where he shoots one ball if you just tap it. If you spam it, he shoots a bunch. And all the Ki Balls track really fucking well, and they're really good to use. And it's really fun to space as Vegeta. But yeah. Okay, moving on. Great Ape. For me right now, I think Great Ape's the best level 4. Because, first of all, bro's fucking huge, and just jumping on people does damage to them, which is kind of funny. And he can't take damage at all except for his tail. He has super armor on the time machine, like when you're destroying it, unless his tail gets hit enough, which then he gets stunned. All the other raiders, when they're destroying the time machine, if they get interrupted or hit by anything, like, it'll stop them from destroying it, which is different from Vegeta. He has to get hit like a few times to get stunned. But yeah, his supers are also really good. The Stomp is really fucking good. He has infinite range up and a really long range horizontally. And there's only like a few ways you can escape it, like barrier or using the zip line at a precise time where you have iframes, or frame perfect transformation, that sort of shit. And for me, I'm not really sure how it works, because sometimes I find myself getting instantly killed by it, and then sometimes I just break my shield. I don't know, it's fucking strange. But it's usually really fucking good. And it doesn't really have a long cooldown, it's like 40 seconds, which is too long. His second super is like the big mouth blast that does like... It has a similar range as Cell's like Solar Kamehameha. So you could use it to flush people out of caves and stuff. Because obviously grade 8 Vegeta can't enter small places, so that's usually where people hide. But once you reach grade 8, you pretty much won. Even if you're getting your ass kicked as Vegeta, which happens a lot because Vegeta is pretty squishy, and it's like kind of to make up for the fact that he can't die till Form 3. So like, once you reach Form 4, you pretty much win, unless you really fuck up somehow, which I've seen happen before. But I've managed to usually pull a comeback if I'm getting my ass kicked as level 3. But yeah, grade 8 Vegeta, really good. For me, the best raider in the game right now. But yeah. Okay, so next is gonna be Frieza. Think about Form 1 Frieza?
Form 1 Frieza? I would say Form 1 Frieza is the best level 1.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
He's like, he is the best level 1. He could fight for himself. He, yeah, he can just defend himself, honestly. He doesn't have an escape move, but I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do with all the raiders so far, so it doesn't really matter. It was like any raiders can use any escape moves. Death Beam spam was nerfed. It's kind of fine. His Death Slash is not bad. Supernova sucks. Actually, like, such a trash move. It's like Spirit Bomb. It's very slow. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say B. Like, he's better than other.
Yeah. Yeah, I see B, yeah.
Yeah, I think because he doesn't have an evasive. But even if you're getting beat up a lot as Form 1 Frieza, you might evolve and then everyone has to get off you. I think below invasive. But yeah, he's definitely the best form. But yeah, moving on to Form 2. Oh yeah.
Second Form Frieza.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. First Form also is the only form of Frieza that has like a detection move, like the Scouter. And
yes.
He can use that to see like civilians.
Civilians, yeah, very early on. Yes, he can do that. Zarba and Dodora are great scouts for certain areas. This is great. Yeah, I think he's the best level 1. Second Form Frieza.
Yeah.
So he loses Scouter, but he gains escape, so it's already just better. I think second Form Frieza, it's really weird because he's better. To me, I think he's better than Stealth the normal Ki Blast, but I think. No wait. Oh, this is second form. Yeah, I'm not thinking of second form. So, oh god. Second form. I think he's almost as good as Imperfect Stealth the normal Ki Blast. Better supers than Cell. Way better supers. Yeah, better supers than Cell, but not because of the abilities. It's not as like consistent as Fat Boo, but. Seeing Fat Boo C tier, and I'm assuming the only saving graces is Go Gum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second Form Frieza is just again. I say high B. There's certain things that I can't see Frieza can do, like if it's like the defense phase. You can dodge out of his explosion. I guess it's good when people are trying to destroy trying to save the time machine, but it's not really that great. I think it's fine. I think it's fine in the early game, but really bad in the late game. So I think he's B. I think he's the highest B. Blasts are like Super Boo, but not as good, so it's pretty much fine.
Yeah, for me, like the Beam Blast are the thing that makes Bro like pretty formidable. Like Bro just can snipe.
Oh yes, yes. He has a pretty great snipe move. I like that. He has a snipe. Here's a fact. That explosion move, which I don't care if this thing for the name of.
Yeah.
That's a really great move when around obstacles like buildings. It's really great. It's a free it automatically hits. Especially if they got out of their form and they're hiding. Like it's amazing. They use grapple, you just do it, and if they suck, you're gonna hit them. It's like stupid, like really stupid. It's amazing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I say high B. I think he's pretty good.
For me, I say I think he's better than Cell Form 3 to be honest.
Form 3,
Yes.
I can agree with that, but the volley's super strong. Yes, the Kamehameha sucks, but it's not as bad as it was before. And because Cell can quickly evolve, like literally 2 times, it's like the dumbest thing. That's what makes Cell, like, to me, better. And it's like, it's not even a point fighting this bro, 2v1. Because you can just do the volley, down someone, the other guy grapples away, or they both get down, then he evolves, or they both try to grapple. It's like, you just lose, bro. He's so strong. It's like, everyone's so afraid of fighting Cell. And he can get civilians, and you're like, whatever, bro. Yeah, he's ridiculous. It's so annoying playing against Cell, semi-perfect. I can't, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, I'd say at least like there, to be honest.
I say high B. There's no way he's A. There's just no way. You have to have really annoying abilities. Like, it is so ridiculous. It's like Cell has a volley. Nappa can put Cybermen onto the corpses. He has also the Cybermen's assist, which can pretty much stun. You can fight him, and he gains energy from fighting you. And you can play so timid. It's ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Upon
Third form Frieza.
getting rewarded for getting good and shit. But yeah.
So third form Frieza.
I say
He's
S.
A. He's not bad. He's really great.
I say S too.
I would.
bro.
I say.
He's so good.
What's wrong? I want to say he's around Nappa, so he's better than Cell, but he's worse than Nappa. Now, I mean, you can put him worse than Cell, better than Cell, like around there. His Ki Blast is good. His super is really good. His crazy finger shot sucks. It
Mirage
is.
bad,
It is
yeah.
volley, but it's super. It's like I don't think the benefit. I don't like. What's the benefit? So the weakness is it's very precise.
Yeah.
The strength
It's a long
is
range.
I guess it hits you a lot, but that's any volley, and who cares?
It's longer range than other volleys.
It is. But it's like.
Well, now that Vegeta's
Bro,
volley is there, I think Vegeta's
Yeah,
volley
Vegeta's
is
volley is
far
so much better. It's just better. Though.
Yeah.
His thing is whatever. I would say
I think
between.
I think he's better than Cell.
Yeah, so you talk about single, like yes, the level 4, yeah, you can absolutely clap them. So yeah, and then final form Frieza. I say final form Frieza to me is around third form Vegeta. Discs not as good. It could track, great for getting, normal survivors.
Yeah.
His little death slice, strike that can actually go through terrain is really strong.
It's really good.
And also the damage is very consistent. It lasts for I believe like 3 seconds. And the death ball is not bad. I mean it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's better than Cell's in my opinion. But it's so I'll say he is I'm gonna say he's better than Cell.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
think he's better than Perfect Cell.
But worse than Super Boo.
I wouldn't
Super
put-
Boo has is yeah.
I
This is my
wouldn't put him above Super Boo.
So this is the list. Yeah,
Yeah.
this I can agree with this list.
Yeah. I honestly I think level 3 Frieza is probably S tier for me, but I'll listen to you.
Yeah, I mean, Frieza's good, but I think the problem is, like, his very area of effect isn't as great. Single target is amazing, but at this point, you're probably, assuming it's an average game, you're probably at the last final key, last 2
Yeah.
keys, or the super time machine's there. Everyone's gonna jump you.
It
It's,
takes him like a
you
long
know,
time to get to level 4.
Yes, that's also the case. And then you have to hope the guy get to level 4 and everyone's like attacking you, and level 3s can actually be so opposing. And then Super Electric Strike is there, and then you can transform and the time machine can be worked on, and that's such a L.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the list.
Indeed it is this.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.